vaccine, come for your vaccine. Now your back arching, the syringe gone in. Vaccine, vaccine, I get a vaccine. Vaccine, vaccine, I get a vaccine. Vaccine, vaccine, come for your vaccine. Now your back arching, the syringe gone in. Vaccine.
Tune in to Christine's Closet, live every Thursday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. here on Flex FM.
Happy holidays, everyone. This is Lisa L. from the Caribbean Blend Radio Show. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. The whole year I had keep your company, and you certainly keep mine. We had a great time together. I want to wish you a happy, healthy, safe holiday season, and would love to see all of you next year, brand new year, 2022. Love always, right here on www.flexfm.online, Caribbean Blend with your girl Lisa L. Peace.
Hi, and happy holidays to you. This holiday, we're going to be flexing the flex way, which means we're going to be safe and secure, but we're still going to be kind to others. I'm Gabby Flex, and I have my show on Flex FM every Monday, 7 to 8, and every Wednesday from 6 to 8. But today I'm here to wish you not only a wonderful holiday season, but a safe holiday season, so that we can have you watching flexfm.online every single day. Why not? Because Flex FM is the best FM. It's my FM, it's your FM, and you're going to tell a friend to tell a friend, so it's their FM too. Let's have a wonderful holiday season, the Flex way. Take care.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the JULI Experience, a show that covers fashion, entertainment, and lifestyle topics that aim to help you look good, feel good, and live good. My name is Julian Lee, and I'm your host for this show. Now, just a couple of points before we get into the actual show. If you have any comments or questions, you can add them into the chat for whatever platform you're watching. That's Flex FM Radio if you're on Facebook, or flexfm.online. There are chat boxes in both of those platforms. So if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them in the chat. All right. I'm also going to ask that you like and share this episode. You never know who will be able to get educated or entertained or get some information from each episode. So in the studio with me this afternoon, a very special guest, Gregory Cole. He is a singer, songwriter, podcaster, broadcaster, who's been in the game for a while now. Okay, you saw a video that we started that, you know, when Girl Meets Boy, and that's one of his songs. So I'm not going to waste any time with the intro. We're just going to get right into the interview. Gregory Cole, welcome to the Truly Julie Experience. How are you?
What do you mean you're not about the intro? I can't get the intro. Well, go put a thing star.
Too much more people do our intro, man. Might as well just get into the interview, sir.
Oh, God.
I'm good. Thank you for joining us here today, spending your time. I know you don't like coming out in public. You're like a hermit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I'm glad that you decided to take this 60 minutes and come and join us.
Appreciate
So let's start by getting some insight into the beginnings of Gregory Cole. Where you from, brought up, all that kind of good stuff.
First of all, anytime I hear Gregory Cole, I feel like I'm in trouble. I feel like I'm
G
either
Cole,
in
I'm
class,
sorry, G Cole.
Mom or something.
G Cole.
But yeah,
All right,
what
all right.
works. But I am from Ocherius, Jamaica, as the second album, the sophomore album titled Ocherius. I rep home with pride. You know what I mean? Born and raised in Ocherius, Mansfield Green. From the soil, man. From the soil. You know what I mean? Cadet, military school, marching band kid.
Bad boy. Oh,
I
marching
don't
band.
know about
So you play an instrument?
Trumpet.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, that's where it's at. That's where it started from. Church
Okay.
and all that.
Church
Yeah, man. Church choir, school choir, all that.
Church choir, marching
Yeah,
band.
yeah,
Okay.
a whole lot.
Bad boy. Anyway.
Practicing reverend.
Practicing. You're still
Practicing, I'm a
practicing.
pastor.
You're still practicing.
My online pastoral degree is pending. You know what I mean?
So when did you realize you had this gift of singing? I mean, what age?
Ever since I was young, I used to sing. I used to do church choir vibe, but you know, when I used to go to my grandma.
Grandma made you go to church.
Grandma took me to church with her. You know what I mean? I went willingly. You know, so grandma never forced me.
Grandma, okay.
And the question, my spirituality, I have it, is it? But I went with
It's
grandma.
all the plane, you know, you was going to be able to do when you reach
I don't know
church,
what you're
right?
talking about.
Okay. Continue, I'm sorry.
I don't know what you're talking about. But no, they'd have these talent shows and whatnot at the church to raise money, them say. So what would happen is they'd have everybody get on stage, boys, girls, whatever, and you sing. How it's supposed to work is you sing to take, you contribute money to take off somebody. So if there's 10 of us on the stage,
To take off somebody,
Yeah.
like Sandman.
I say go, something like that, I guess. But if you like the person, be like, oh, okay, it's like a sponsorship. I'm sponsoring that one, you can take them down, right?
Okay.
But what would happen in situations like those is they would always go for the girls.
Okay.
Because the girls are up there and they don't want them stand up too long. So everybody sponsor look a cute girl. Them after a while, all the girls are off and it's all dudes on this. Now you have to sing for your life, right? And then they kind of backfire now where if you could sing, then they'd leave you up there because they want to hear you sing. And we'd go through a lot of that. So I'd have times where I'm up there for the whole thing. It's fun and everything, but it's a little annoying, you know what I mean?
So
Because
how old were you?
talking about from like 5 up.
Okay.
From 5 up, and that's where it kind of started. But throughout school, primary school, I was always in the school choir.
Okay.
Church, I was in the church choir. I wasn't up there on Sundays, but I would make appearances on special occasions and Christmas holidays and
Oh,
stuff
you're
like
the
that.
VIP singer.
Nah, it's just,
You're
it's
the
just like
VIP singer.
The discipline
Okay.
it takes to be practicing every Sunday. I'm a football
Okay.
time. That.
Oh.
That's my football time. So after church, I'm going home, I come back, and then you have to practice during the week. You know, certain church, 8 days a week thing. So you have to go Monday, Tuesday, the extra day with the makeup. And I just wasn't with that. So we do that. And then, of course, we go to school. Military school, we did the choir. And that was it. But the bug really bit, I guess, when I was in NC. I worked at NCB 1 year after high school. NCB
Okay.
St. Anne's Bay. Big up on yourself. And they had a concert, and they asked me to perform, and I guess that's where the bug bit. I wrote something there, and that was it. I moved here, and the rest was history.
Okay, so you worked there for a year and then you moved here.
And then I moved here. I came here with the intent to go to law school. That's what I always wanted to do. You know,
So
And
what happened to law
music.
school? Music happened?
I'm music. No, here
Music
what?
happened?
Music, I'm a child. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Those things
Okay.
will change your trajectory. But you know what? I won't put it on her. Put on music.
Because some people would say that having the child would make you go and do law school.
They could say that, but that's just not a plausible excuse. I need a plausible excuse, and that's my plausible excuse. Nobody questions it when you say it's your child. You know what I mean? Child and old people are safe. So if
Your
you just
child
have
love
taken
you.
care of my
Your
grandma,
child love you.
yeah,
Must
people
love
be
you.
like, I mean, she cost me a lot, so she gonna take that. She gonna roll with that. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's music. I came here and met up with a virgin of mine who was stepson for Richie from Third World. And that's how I kind of got into the actual recording process.
So when you came here from Florida, did you do the whole Florida circuit thing, join up with a band and
The recording,
sing or?
the recording part started before the band, because he was a new musician and producer. We're all inspired from youths coming up, but he was teaching himself the bass, teaching himself production.
Okay.
And of course I was recording, I guess you'd say semi-professional for the first time, because all the other recordings I'd done at home, I did them non-professionally. You know what I mean? But
Non-professionally,
just
like at your house
yeah,
or okay.
stuff like that.
Okay.
So when I came here and we started working together, it was not just me. It was me, a couple of other vocalists, JULI, Jayut, everybody. The fold just came together. My brother Bones.
So how quick was this after you moved?
After I moved here, probably maybe like five months or so forth. Because when I came here, I graduated school. I went straight to work. So when I came here, I'm like, yo, I'm taking about a couple months to chill, right? So it's during that chilling process, then that happened. Because I was supposed to go straight to school. I'm like, nah, man. I've been through military school, came here, worked, come here. Give me a couple months. I'm gonna chill. And that's when it all happened.
Okay. All right. So you started recording. So how did that go from recording by yourself to Raps and Kush?
We were a little group, a little family, because, you know, it's like I said, it's a couple of different vocalists, a couple of different people, and we're writing together, we're doing stuff. Eventually, recording, it comes to the point where you need to now bring it to the masses live. And again, his background is live music too.
Okay.
So and you know, musicians know musicians. So we started putting something together, put a little band together. We moved the actual rehearsal space now from the house to another spot. We're creating what we call the Jag Idea Studio. That was the name of the label at the time.
Okay.
Jag Idea Records. So we had musicians coming in, and we formed that little group, and we were practicing there for a whole long time. You know, imagining we were all over the world doing what we do.
Long as in?
Years, maybe
Okay.
2 years. Till one day we had thought about it and be like, yo, you know, so when I perform now, you know what I'm saying? Because we had the band. But what would happen is we have this band that we're putting together, but most places that we're going to perform want you to come with tracks because the entity wasn't big enough to facilitate a band.
Okay.
And a lot of times they're not also going to, if they have a band, you know, the other musicians aren't going to have you use their instruments, and the situation is not conducive to switching a band and all of the things. So we're traveling with tracks, and it was an odd experience, but it was a dope experience because you learned to perform in more ways than one.
Okay.
I mean, we're on stage doing what we do. You jump off into the crowd, not remembering that this is not a wireless mic. That happened to me. Like mid-ear, you throw a cat out and the cat moves back. I jumped off a stage, and a stage of pop, you know. I realized that I know this is not a wireless mic. I figured one of these and do the thing and figure out how I'm going to make. And I've also jumped off too with the wireless mic, but didn't think about how I was going to get back on stage.
You're a rock star?
No,
Jumping out into the crowd?
No, it wasn't crowd surfing. I'm too heavy for that. But
Okay.
it wasn't crowd surfing. But it's just I love my audience. I'm going to go out with my audience. So, you know, sometimes you're just gone. I mean, zone out and jump out into the crowd and realize that. But if I think about when I get back on the stage, and I look up and realize that I'm
kind of too high to jump.
I can't jump back up. So I'm singing a whole song, walking around the crowd, getting backstage, back for come all the way back row, you know. But all those things worked out because then, you know, you get to put on the live set.
So then you've learned how to perform, how to act.
We did, yeah.
Okay.
I did theater too. It's funny. This
Before
morning, I did plays.
while you were in school?
While I was in school, and after my first album here, there was a play we did. Nigel produced a play. I can't remember Nigel's last name. My bad. But it's called Love Knows No Boundaries, which is a Caribbean take on Romeo and Juliet.
Was it taped? Was it
I got
recorded?
DVDs of this.
Okay, see, how come I never know that? All
Yeah,
right.
funny
so,
enough, I think I watched it again yesterday. For
Okay.
real, but it got lost.
So this is another slash that I didn't have to put in. The
But you didn't put the reverend in, so it don't matter.
No, you're still practicing. But the actor, I never know about that slash.
We do it all.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like a farm into. You
So-
see my page.
Where from?
I'm look at thing. It's not great.
Okay. All right.
But, fine,
So as a songwriter, you write for yourself alone, or do you write for other people?
fathers. The JULI album, for example, wrote on a lot of those tracks. Sheila Doe, young lady, sang that song with me.
Right.
For her, Selena Serrano. It's a lot of folks that's not in the reggae industry.
Okay.
The only reggae artist JULI as a reggae artist. There are two other people that we have some projects with right now, but they haven't been released yet, so I can't say.
Okay.
And then the one that was out is I wrote a song for
these
Singing Melody back in it.
secrets,
Nah, it's just you have
I know how it goes.
you know anything already.
Yeah.
You know Hollywood.
Yeah. No, please.
Yeah, I'm Singing Melody on the classic rhythm. A song called Special Love.
Okay.
So
All right. So okay, that take care of the singer slash and the songwriter slash podcaster and broadcaster. Which came first?
podcasting.
The podcasting. Why? How podcasting come about?
It was during a period of time where we were, I guess you call it in between albums, because we did a lot of traveling.
So that was after the first album.
After my first
Okay.
album, in fact, it was after my second album too. Yeah, second album was already out. We did the traveling and the promotions on that, and I was just there. I'd created a studio and made a decision at that point in time that,
Home studio.
yeah.
Okay.
So I had everything there. I could literally do an album at the house. I just didn't have the engineering skills, nor the interest. So it's one of them things where you're looking at the infrastructure, but it's like, this don't interest me at all. So just send me the thing, me record, I'll voice here and send it back to you, and the professionals do what they do.
Okay.
But I had the equipment there, so I said, you know what? Let me just venture into something else. Talk to some of the people who I like. And it started out with me tackling subjects like mental health and all them things that I thought was important. Created a podcast, put it up there, started recording episodes, and this was audio podcast. It wasn't a live stream vibe yet.
Okay. So what year was this?
This was 2017.
2017. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it started right there, and again, I had the equipment, so I said, you know what, let me go ahead and do that. And it just, because I was in the music business and know a lot of musicians and so forth, it just automatically went down that street of talking to musicians. Like the earlier ones I spoke to were like the Richie Dailies of the world, Hope and Lindo, the OGs, the legends, the people that I have an interest in, I really want to talk to. Not to some of the young people, but you know what I mean? You just want to have a convo with the people you can learn from, and those are the people I was talking to.
Okay.
And it just
So
blossomed
that's
and kept going.
That's
yeah.
how it started with the musicians, because you wanted to learn from them. So what better way to learn from them than to have them
I'm bringing
in
it,
front
yeah,
of you? Okay. All right. So broadcasting, how would that come around?
Once I started doing the podcast, and ultimately brought one camera in and started doing the live streams, one or two or three people would reach out and say, listen, I love the vibe, I love the energy, could you bring it to radio? And at first I was like, no. I said no, primarily because I do me.
So when they say bring it to radio, they want you to do a separate show on radio, or bring your show?
They wanted me to bring Homegrown with G Code to radio. So in other
Okay.
words, here's what happens with things a lot of times. You see something, you see how it can work for you, you see how it could fit on your platform, you bring it to your platform and then you change it. That's what people do a lot of time. Look at, and it happens to musicians too. Look at your favorite artist, reggae artist, dancehall artist. A mainstream label will reach out to them and say, yo, my love, what you doing? I says,
And
whomever.
once they pick
And
them
once
up,
them reach over, then now you start
all of a
turning them into
sudden-
rappers.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So my thing was, I don't do that. So, but the good thing is, I had kind of built a brand to where the people are like, well, we let you do you,
Right.
right? And then went on one radio station based in Amsterdam, so I was feeding Europe. Then somebody else reached out from the UK, went on that one, and somebody reached
So
out
you
that was
started
from Florida.
out on foreign stations first. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's based there, but with the internet, it's covering the world.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it was primarily because I think most of the stations here.
Okay, so that was internet radio stations.
Internet radio.
Okay, are you
Yeah.
on like regular radio stations?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple of them here, Palm Beach, Super Jams in Palm Beach, WZPP here, did a stint on WAVS. Yeah, I'm left for the people now. There's a Caribbean Radio HD, which is the tri-state area, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, and also from Key West all the way up to the Palm Beaches. So but those came on after.
Okay.
You know, because those are the ones that also have the restrictions. You know, you gotta do what they want you to do. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. No, I'm not gonna violate anybody's terms.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They'd rather not.
But I'd rather not be. I'm not a DJ. Do not. My stipulations are this. No, send me no music. I'll find my own music. I tell people this all the time. I'm a podcaster, and it's a disclaimer to
Okay.
We use this so nobody can vex me. I say I'm a podcaster. I'm not a DJ. So that way, anything you hear me playing is just what's in my headphones. What I would normally listen, I share with the masses. So if you send me something, I'm gonna play it. Don't feel anything whack. It's just not on my headphones. That's my disclaimer.
But wouldn't it be not in your headphone because you thought it was?
You said it, not me. That's not what I'm saying by any means. That's Julie.
Okay,
the views of Julie does not represent those of G Code.
I was just asking a question and he confirmed yes or no. So when can they find you on a podcast? You're all around.
It's a lot to keep up with. But the thing is, the podcast.
You need to put out a schedule of when G Code.
I do have a schedule, but the schedule fluctuates. You know what I mean? You can't get used to it. There are certain things that are consistent though. The Monday evenings and the Thursday evenings live stream on Jamaicans.com. It also, the audio content is also available on my website, homegrownwithgcode.com.
Okay.
It's available on Real Vibes Live. It's available on Royal Zion Highness Radio, and so forth and so forth. So those are consistent. The podcast goes up twice a month.
Okay.
So the podcast is what you can download and listen to at your leisure.
Okay.
And it's available on anywhere, iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Radio.com, YouTube, wherever you listen it, it did it. But clarification, not everything that you hear on the show on the radio, not everything that you hear on the live stream show is going to be on the podcast.
Because you edit out a little bit.
No, not everything podcast worthy. And some things, so you're going to say that now, the people are vexed because they think they reach a podcast. But that's not what it is. It's just, you put that different energy into certain things. Yes. And yes, you are right. Sometimes I don't feel like edit out a bag of music. And some content is just not podcast worthy.
Yes, okay. All right, so there's actually a sixth slash since they put in the actor.
Oh Lord.
Poet.
That too.
Never know. I mean, listen, you're going for 6 right now.
Wow.
You apparently have a slew of poems that haven't been published. I mean, you even had on one of your podcast one day, you even had a clash. You had a clash with one of Jamaican's most renowned poets, Judith Fallon Reed. How did that come about?
I don't know. Well, I was supposed to have her on the show, right?
Okay.
And I just didn't want it to be your regular thing. I said, Judith, you know something, a clash, you know. She's like, what do you mean? I said, poems too.
A poet clash.
But it's one of those clash that you go into. I call no sound name in the book. Enough sound going to some clash. People say them now in the clash, right? But them just in the clash because them love the thing, right?
Because them get exposed and them get
themselves sound man. But the thing is, it was one of them things where I decided, let's just do it differently.
Okay.
And
that was different because I actually saw it and that was different.
It was fun for me, but
it.
I think what it does is it changes the monotony of just a poet coming on and reading her poetry and the whole nine. It's a different energy when you're engaging somebody. Mm-hmm. Plus I just watched verses the night before, so I was kind of inspired. You know what I mean? When the idea came about, but. Yeah, I've been writing poems since I was a kid, man. And, you know.
So nothing published? I mean, you're writing poems. You've been writing songs also since you were a kid, and you have those published. What's up with the poetry book? What's up?
Well, the book of poetry was supposed to have been published maybe 6-7 years ago.
But
as something else.
Oh, you can't blame that on your daughter again.
Music is a jealous girlfriend, and music does not coexist with anything well. So if you're focusing on music, it will take all your attention there.
Okay.
And I'm like this. Whatever I'm doing, I always want to do it well. So it's going to take me doing it with the same zeal and the same amount of effort and energy that I would the music. So that's why I haven't yet. But it's coming. It's more than likely going to be coming in the next year or so forth. But it's also one of 3 books, so that's probably why.
One of 3.
Yeah. So that's probably why.
So you're not going to just do one big volume?
No. No, I don't mean 3 poetry books. One of them is a book of poetry, and then there's another one which is just a total fictional novel. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Writer. So that's number 7. We got the 7. Yeah.
Oh, you don't put the pastor up on it yet?
No, and
Hallelujah.
I'm leaving out the pastor.
Hallelujah.
All right. So
When
we're going to
TDJ
know.
looks. When have the TDJX look.
All right, so we're going to commercials now because bills have to be paid, but we're going to go to one of his songs, Back to the Old Days. Tell us a little bit about that. What album you can find
The
that
album
on?
is Ocho Rios,
Okay.
and it's actually, I think that's one of the most popular tracks off of that album, especially for live performances. It's one of those things that whenever we performed it live, it was a crowd favorite.
I mean, just seeing the video, who didn't you have in the video?
Well, I couldn't afford you, so you
Oh,
went.
Lord of
Right?
mercy. Okay, I
Money-
wasn't
money
around.
for
I
the
wasn't
race.
around that time, but it's a plethora of who's who in
know
that
what you're
video.
talking
All right, so we just go see it. All right, to take us out into commercial.
I'm up on the beach. Just go.
What?
I'm up on the beach.
You there for the beach?
Yeah, man, 17 turn up, man. I don't know what I wear shots.
No, I don't want to see the shots though.
Armor tank top with my 2 muscle.
That the engineer would use the app for.
Yeah, I have 2 muscle.
All right. All right, so you know what? We can just go to commercials and then we'll come back in. Because I don't think you want to see G Cole with him too.
I am
two muscle.
One from the left, one from the right. That
Okay, and the keg.
soft muscle.
And the keg.
Low me thing. Enough muscle under that. Under the keg is a 6-pack.
You have to take
A
all the
beer.
6-pack out of the keg, right?
Just.
It's that time of year. Welcome to CASA 2021 Knockout Tournament. That's December 14 through December 19. CASA 2021 Knockout Tournament. It's 8 team, 1 winner. It's lights, camera, goal! CASA 2021 Knockout Tournament. You can join us at Lauderdale Sports Complex in Lauderdale or watch it live on www.flexxfm.online or YouTube at FlexFM Sports. That's 2021 CASA Knockout Tournament, December 14th through December 19th. This event is sponsored by Blair's Management Group.
Sellers, buyers, homeowners, everyone. The Barrett Group is here to get you the home you need. Selling a home or property? The Barrett Group can be reached at 954-306-8607 to find out how much your home is worth. Buyers, interest rates are at an all-time low. The Barrett Group, 954-306-8607, located at 4977 North State Road 7, Tamarack, Florida. The Barrett Group, South Florida's real estate providers. Thanks, Barrett Group, for your kind sponsorship of this radio station.
Hi, I'm Trisha with FlexFM Media Group, and on behalf of the entire FlexFM family, I'd like to wish each and every one of you a happy holiday season and a prosperous new year. Please remember, drink responsibly and always tune into www.flexfm.online. That's FLEXXFM.online. Have a great holiday season. Thank you.
It's that time of year. Welcome to CASA 2021 Knockout Tournament. That's December 14 through December 19. CASA 2021 Knockout Tournament. It's 8 team, 1 winner. It's lights,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another segment of the Truly Julie Experience. The song you just heard, which is my theme song, is courtesy of this man right here, our guest, G. Cole.
Hot sexy love, hot sexy love.
Thank you for the song. You hear, sir?
You're very welcome.
Yes, sir.
It's amazing what people gravitate towards.
Listen.
Roots and culture about the thing. I know things about it, but that sexy love, turn up the thing, give bone, all them up there. That you gravitate
Listen.
Who would have thunk it?
Where they can find the song?
On the album Ocho Reyes.
So everything is Ocho Reyes?
Well, that one is on the Ocho Reyes album. So it's the easiest way to find it. iTunes everywhere, just type in G. Cole Ocho Reyes, it'll come up. You can put in Hot Sexy Love, but if I were you, I'd type in Ocho Reyes so you can get everything else.
When Girl Meets Boy, we never asked that one. Where is that one? That's a single or
that's a single? Okay. That one actually was a song we did for Shayla though, and it's not on my album.
Okay, not on any of your stuff. Okay.
That's not on mine. So, if you type in G. Cole, When Girl Meets, it'll come up. But it was something that, we were doing a show at the Culture Room, and her sister was there, because she's from Mexico City, or Honduras via Mexico City, and she was working on her album. Her sister, they were trying to wrap up the album, but they said they were missing a track, so her sister was at the show. And her sister saw it and kind of filmed the performance, sent it to her, and she said, they reached out to me because they knew somebody I knew. But I was already out there promoting after that. She came, waited around for a couple of weeks and then when I came in, we met up, and I just had to reach out to I hit up who I knew I could hit up at the time and get something great, and I was J Vibe. And we got the In the Clothes rhythm and wrote the song, and the rest is just history.
Okay. So, we're going to pandemic times. Last year, 2020. How did that affect you and your, I thought it was only 4 slashes, but apparently it's 7, right?
It didn't.
It didn't.
I mean, for me...
You're the first person I've heard say that, by the way.
I mean, and let me clarify. When I say it didn't affect what I did. To some degree, it affect how I did it, and mindset. I'm not gonna lie, and sometimes I'm hesitant to say this because I don't want to take for granted all the losses and all the tragedy that went on in this time frame. But I've personally lost people, whether it be from my family or people I work with or whatever. Okay. So, but for me personally, it dialed back. You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like we're moving so fast, and the world is moving so fast that we don't take the chance to slow down, and this forced me to slow down to the point where I'm comfortable in slow mode right now. So it's a little challenging.
So it's hard to get the speed back up.
The speed back up. And for me, what was most challenging for me is in workspace, I have to travel.
Okay.
So I travel a lot, and when I'm out there on the road, you see the political ramifications.
Were you still doing a lot of traveling last year?
I was.
Okay.
I was.
Oh.
I was out there traveling. You see the politics. You see the political divide. You see people compromising their health and their safety and their life for politics. And when I say politics, I'm not talking about necessarily party versus party. I'm just talking about belief system. You know what I mean? If the person that you support believes something, then you got to believe it. And even if you see the evidence of it, you still can't. You can't backtrack. You know what I mean? So that's why, and I say it multiple times, I feel more comfortable in an airport on an airplane than I feel in the supermarket. Because the regulations in the airport are federal. They have to be done.
They have, and they're
you know what I'm saying? When you're outside, everybody got their rights and they want to do, and I mean, I'm not knocking it down, not imposing on it, but I got my right too, my right to live.
To live, exactly.
You see me look great on my kiki, and I just said, I never said them before, So I'm look great on my kiki.
You never said them before?
I mean, not like that.
Okay.
So I don't sit down staring at myself. But more
need on camera amplifies.
It's not the camera, it's a big screen. It's Hollywood.
Okay.
It's Hollywood.
All right. So during 2020, during that year, where as you said, everything slowed down, you still managed to drop 3 singles.
Yeah.
Right. Tell me about those.
Well, firstly, I was trying to, just switch up the dynamics. As a musician, as an artist, you're never stopping it. There's no such thing as a retired musician. You're just not singing today.
Okay.
So, I've always made it clear I'm not doing music. I'm just currently focusing on something else. And the primary reason why I wasn't releasing singles while doing the broadcasting is because I found myself talking to a lot of artists and musicians. And I don't want artists and musicians to be insecure, be a little bit paranoid, skeptical, because they're coming to sit in front of another artist to talk about their music. So for that reason, when you walk into my studio, there'll be no evidence of it sometimes, unless you know, or unless the conversation stays there. Or somebody say, you sound like, and then we go there.
So I think a lot of people come into, a lot of the artists that you bring in don't know who J. Cole is as
They
an
don't-
artist.
Well, I don't think some of them do. No, people don't have time to pay attention. They don't, you know, most are.
Say a thing.
Here's the deal. I have done many interviews that I know nothing until I walk through the door because I just don't have the time.
Okay.
I don't have the time to focus on what they do. I just know it's another radio station on the promo tour. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Another broadcaster, and I
Okay.
go in and I do what I do. So, but we dropped 3 singles. You know, producers always reached out, and I generally don't because my background is live music. So when you send me a rhythm, it doesn't connect with me as would creating with live
music.
instrumentation.
Okay.
So, you know, but, you know, I had a producer that says, we'll do it live. And people say, yo, can do a cover of this? And I normally don't, but there were 1 or 2 songs that were near and dear to me. And I said, you know, Daughters, which a lot of people don't know is a cover because it was an acoustic cover. I mean, it was an acoustic, the original. A lot of people don't know. So that one was near and dear to me.
I guess because
You
I
know
knew
the original.
song. Yeah, I knew the original song.
It's amazing sometimes when people be on radio saying, yeah, man, this one, and I love the lyrics, and you did such a great job. I'm at the pan, give thanks, you know. Publishing.
You say, give thanks, no, you write it, but give thanks.
Give thanks. But that one, you know, we sent the vocals, and then everything was created with live instrumentation, the drums, everything. And then I had another one, which is similar. And then another one. So it was the first one was What Love Is.
Okay.
The second one was and that was from Aqua Records in New York. Big up yourself, Clive Davidson. And then Upstairs Music came with this thing called reggae music. So the rhythm for that one, I did that one. It has a live feel, so that's kind of why we did it. And then the latter one was my choosing that I want to do this, which is Daughters.
Okay.
You know, but then I had to kind of put a pause right there because a lot of people ask and reach out for you to do things. It's a challenge when you pick 1, 2, or 3. We're human beings. So people go getting them feelings and feel that way. I get it all
Why
the
you
time.
never pick
Why
their
you
own?
didn't do that? And it's no different from right now with COVID. I try not to go anywhere. You know what I mean? If I can do everything from phone, I will. But there's going to be a lot of people about, yo, you know what?
I am so grateful.
Whatever. Ain't right, but, you know, but I just one of them things that way. I just want to stay in my little element. You know what I mean? My little zone.
Alright, so you did 3 last year. And when we think we're not hearing a thing from J. Cole 2021, you come out and you drop 2 bam, so end of the year.
Right.
Okay, so the first one is a Christmas song. Everybody who know me know I think about Christmas 24/7, 365, you know. So I just want to play a little clip called It's Christmas. How that one come about?
It's Christmas. A years now, people have been saying, hey, do a Christmas song, do over this, do over that. And I just didn't feel that there was any need for me to redo a Christmas song, to put my 945th spin on a classic. So I'm going to say, no. But this year, I was away.
Okay.
I was away from my family and stuff like that as the years was coming to, you know, the latter quarter of the year. And seasons are changed. The foliage is there. The time I get cold, I'm like, yo, this feel like Christmas. And I started thinking about Christmas for me. We have our own traditions as kids coming up on with your parents, with your church, whatever. But my real personal Christmas tradition started to me when my daughter was born.
Okay.
So when she was born, shortly thereafter, you know, her mom and I went our separate ways. She was in New York and she'd come back and forth multiple times a year. But that Christmas vibe when she was coming was just electric. I'd wait for her and it was just, my holidays didn't start until she touched down.
Okay.
So that came to mind. And then of course I have a family of my own right about now. So my own traditions with my wife came to mind. And then I just say, you know what? Let's do
It's
this.
time. It's time for a Christmas song.
Yeah.
Let's hear a little bit from that.
What I hear about today is
You did
nothing short of a miracle. It's dramatically new. It's the most tremendous new musical experience you can have. And now it's available for everyone.
From me and my family to you and yours, Merry Christmas. I hear the jingle bells, smell the pumpkin spice. It's my favorite time of the year. Hear the carols play, everybody's nice. My heart is filled with cheer. There's joy in the world. Christmas, single dad.
So I love this. It's Christmas. I think this is going to be one of those classics next few years. Everybody's going, yeah, man, G. Cole. What's been the response towards this?
Way better than I could have imagined. The response, everybody is responding from all across the globe. I dig it. And here's the thing, is when you create anything that's personal to you, you never know how other people will respond, because the truth is your situations aren't necessarily their situations. But
Do
what
you
I've
care?
learned,
Do you care?
I do. Anytime you do anything for the if you do stuff for yourself,
okay,
that's all gravy. But anything you do, anytime you do something for the masses,
even though it's personal,
okay. You know, once you put it on iTunes, it's not personal anymore. You know what I'm saying? It just it came from personal origins. You know what I mean?
Definitely not personal.
And streaming ain't personal no more. But the thing is, you know, what I've realized in life is this: we have our idiosyncrasies as human beings, but nothing you go through at any point in time is ever just something you go through. No individual is free of anything. So when I talk about my circumstance with my daughter, the amount of people who can relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I talk about my stuff with my wife or whatever, the amount of people can relate to that. So the amount of response I've gotten from everybody, from the young to the old, is phenomenal. The one that I've gotten that means the most is when people say it's a Christmas song, but I think I'll be playing it throughout the year, because it gives off just a reality vibe. You know what I mean? So,
right. Not a typical Silent Night or Come All Ye Faithful.
Which I love. Okay. All right. So the Christmas church people, I'm out there missing about me.
I forget I have all the practicing past.
Julie says so.
Still practicing, okay?
The night side.
All right. So now the next one that you came out with, what 2 weeks later? 2 weeks later we drop. Have you seen her? Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about that.
The response on that has been amazing too. That one actually was recorded, believe it or not, before. Mm-hmm. This one. Again, I've been kind of holding off of recording stuff just because it's just not where I was, or telling myself that's not where I am.
Telling yourself. I was about to say, you're telling yourself that.
But I've gotten several rhythms, and this one was one of the ones that really spoke to me. It's the bass line, Robbie Shakespeare. That's the bass line just feel away, and the production itself is impeccable. Yeah. So once I heard it, and the good folks at Reggae Global, Joanna Marie, Ed Robinson, reach out and say, yo, I'd like if you jump on a tune. I was literally leaving town the next day. Mm-hmm. So I said, all right, let me come do it, a demo, so we can feel if it works, and then I'm gonna go away and come back. And I went and did the recording, then I bounced, right? And of course, you know, they've been dropping a whole bunch of music and, you know, working with different artists. So, you know, whatever the timeline was got pushed back and so forth. And honestly, I totally forgot about it, right? So then now, fast forward now, I got the message that, yo, if I put out the tune, I was like, damn, well, I'm still in
wherever you were in.
Yeah, back and forth. So I'm just like, I said, let me hear it. And a lot of times, some of your favorite songs, and it's a demo or the first take you're listening to, you know. And you could go back and redo it, and it probably won't capture it as well as the first one. Yeah. So it was like, yo, this is bad, the energy, they put it the way we want it. I was like, all right, cool, let's do that. But because it has that energy, not necessarily the smooth road I always take, I said, I'm gonna need some male harmonies on this one. We can't have the, you know what I mean? We can't have champagne on it. Nah, we can't wine on that one. We need liquor.
No,
we need
pure liquor, hard liquor, beer, hard liquor. Okay.
So it edged it up for me. And when I heard it back with the background, with the harmonies on it, I was like, we're good, man. We're good. And the response has been from near and far, not just on my song, but the entire juggling.
Yeah.
Great, because I feel like for reggae music lovers, we're missing that right now, you know, the atypical juggling that the dancehall gets, where you can run tune after tune after tune. Mm-hmm. We're missing that. So this dropped at the right time, and the feedback has been amazing. So
well, let's hear a little bit of it. And it's called, what's your song?
My song is called Have You Seen Her?
Okay, all right. So
I agree here.
Good intro for the song.
Someone tell me, where'd she go? She was in a red dress, lipstick, and high heels on. Have you seen her? I'm new to this part of town. They told me this is where you hang out. This is where hang out. And so I came on down, just to see me what the fuss was about. What's all this about? And then her eyes met mine. Oh, baby. Soon as she stepped in the room, oh, and she was so damn fine, so fine. Gotta make my way over there soon. Where'd she go? She was in a red dress, lipstick, and high heels on. Over in the corner, dancing to a favorite song. In a red dress, lipstick, with high heels on. Over in the corner, grooving to a favorite song. Have you seen that? So I'm down at the club on a Friday night, trying to.
All right, so that is one that, you know, when in Florida parties start keep again, but you know, you're the loudspeakers and no light and
we out here wilding.
Out here wilding? Okay, I can hear that over the speakers.
Man, I'm telling you, we need a red dress girl for the video. You see, you busy? You busy?
Yo, let me talk about video now. Let me talk about the video whenever you're ready.
I'm just saying. Give thanks to Reggae Global for that one. That was a nice one.
Yeah, man, the whole album, as a matter of fact, the whole album. Everybody, you have who else you have on the album?
Ed's on there, Ed Robinson's on there, Joanna Marie's on there, Zeal up on it with a fire tune, a whole bunch of people. Anthony Malvo, Upton Lindo. I mean, a 17 track. The facts, I remember that much.
17?
I'm impressed with myself.
Okay, you're impressed with yourself.
I'm impressed with myself.
Okay, been working on the memory. Been working on the memory lately.
Oh boy, I might try.
All right.
Trying, boy. It's a great year.
So now we've come to the part of the show that I call my dream event scenario, right? What I'm going to do now is going to give you some scenarios and you're going to tell me your answers. Keep in mind that anybody you want to participate will participate.
Cool, no man, Lisa.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Forget about the mic.
Anybody you ask will say yes, no problem, without thinking about it. However much money you want, you will get however much money what they want. That's I said dream event scenario.
Okay.
So everybody will be cool at the end of the day. Right? All right. Number one. Remember, you don't have to worry about money. Right?
Cool.
So if you are told you have to only pick one of your slashes to do for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
Oh, you mean after things I'm doing, sir? Songwriting. You said a dream, so I'm sorry, my bad. Who edit that out?
Lord.
MP.
Okay.
Songwriting.
Yeah. Why songwriting?
Because it lives on more long. Listen, it'll live on longer than you can make it. Me personally, I love the stage. I love performing, but I like creating, giving birth to something that I don't necessarily deliver. Because a lot of times working with you, for example, you want a song, I have to go outside of me and think about you. I can't just write a G. Cole song and get to JULI for sing. I gotta write a JULI song. Right? Okay. So it puts me in a different place, a different frame of mind, and it allows me to be somebody outside of me. And I can give it to you and I can move on. If I don't feel like go up on stage, go sing it tomorrow, I not forget, but you do.
Oh.
So that's
alrighty.
I'm just saying.
So you get a chance to do a song with one of today's young male artists. Who would that artist be?
Romain Virgo.
Why?
I think he's the next. Romain Virgo is, you know, don't get me wrong, there are tons of artists out there, young artists coming up doing their thing and doing it well. But I say this all the time unapologetically. I think he's the next Barris.
Okay.
You know, there are other artists that drop fire tunes, but his tunes are lasting, and I can see 20, 30 years down the road, him singing songs from today, just like Barris does.
Right.
And I'm overall just a fan. I'm honestly, I'm a huge fan of Romain Virgo. I think that's my favorite young, and I'm a big man now, you know, so I use the word young loosely, but you know what I mean? But he's it. Okay. So I would say Romain Virgo.
Okay. Next one, which reggae legend would you want to collaborate on a song with?
And we can bring them back from Zion?
Yes.
Okay, Dennis Emmanuel Brown.
Okay.
Just D Brown. I say I don't need to say anything more. It's
Don't
D
need
Brown.
to say why.
It's D Brown.
Just
It's
D
the
Brown.
best I've ever done it. So
Okay.
why not?
All right. Yes, bring him back from Zion. Amen.
Come, Jody.
So you just released a Christmas song, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't a traditional Christmas hymn, right? But you get a call, you're being offered $1 million tax-free to perform a Christmas hymn. Traditional
Our
Christmas hymn.
traditional? What
Which
child
one?
is this?
What child is it?
That's always been my favorite Christmas song.
Okay.
Christmas carol, so to speak. And I guess the reason why I gravitate to it so much is technically it's a Christmas song, but it ain't really a Christmas carol. You will go to 50 Christmas services and you'll never hear that one.
That's why I said traditional Christmas hymn.
So, I mean, it's in the hymn, though. You know, oh, holy night then. Oh, because I used to do carol service at school every Christmas, and it was
And is
in
it a
there.
hymn now?
Yeah. It was my favorite.
Okay. All right. So, as a podcaster, who do you want to interview who you've never interviewed before?
Barris Hammond.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're not easy for setup.
Not as easy as you think.
People-
The thing is this, you know what? There's been 4 different times that I was supposed to interview Barris, and everything's set up to go. I meant to say, the last time I was supposed to interview Barris is a hurricane blew at Barris, because it was during that time when a hurricane came.
Sorry.
And he was in his hotel, and the news was saying everybody must batten down. I'm there on journal. Jamaican people that say, "Oh, better tell no lie."
So he's been the elusive one, like that lady that keep getting away from
Listen,
you.
he's Barris Hammond.
Oh,
But you know
okay.
something though? Barris is one of those people who I've had multiple conversations with. They just weren't recorded conversations, and I hold on to all of those convos. You know,
Okay.
he's one of those people who to say, "Yo, I love what you do. Don't ever stop doing it." And if Barris tells you so, only can't get rid of me.
All right. So I have a couple other random questions. Who's in your headphones or in your car? Who you listen to?
Who am I listening to right now? A ton of people. Sammy Johnson.
Okay.
Sammy Johnson, a Cool and Easy album. Fire. And you know what's been in my headphone lately? I can't believe it. That juggling there, the hush rhythm. Because here's the
It
thing.
should be.
But on a general basis, I don't listen to my own material that much. Once I record
Okay.
it, I move on. But the thing I love about this juggling is there's 17 songs on there. So it gives me an
it's
opportunity
not
to
only
listen to this
yours.
without being
Right.
sitting on listening to me. So this is in my headphone. And then of course, there's these 2 reggae remixes that J Vibe sent me for these Silk Sonic songs, Leave the Door Open and Smoking Out the Window. That's what's in my headphone right now.
Okay.
So that's it.
All right. So, controversial question as the last question. Who do you think will win the Grammy Award next
Who
year?
do I think will win it?
Yeah.
I'm so detached from. So we have Etana in there, right? We have Spice. We have Soja. We got Jesse Royal. We got Gramps. They'll even Sean Paul.
Sean Paul.
All right, who do I think will win? Dang. I don't know. I've never said that word before.
You don't know?
No, the thing is this. Here's the thing with this out. Everything is so calculated. It's easy if you ask me who not win. You know what I mean? I tell you that.
No, we answer this one first. Answer
who's
who's
gonna
going
win?
with. Yeah.
With it.
No, that's not the answer. That's not the entrant.
Sean Paul.
Why you think he's
Because he's
gonna win?
Sean Paul.
Because he's Sean Paul.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Spice is a good runner for it because of the fact that she's got the Shaggy cosign. And of course, everybody was on her back about performing at this LGBTQ show.
Right.
I'm starting to think that was calculated too. That's probably to help with the push. Who else? Etana, she's been there before.
Has it nominated?
Yeah, this is her second, I think second nomination. If I'm wrong, it might be 3, but I'm going to say second nomination, 2 years consecutively. But the thing is, this, who knows if it's a time where they want to have a woman win it. You know what I'm saying? That plays into it. It's so calculated. It's more politics than it is music.
Right.
So it could be that. But the other thing is, because I think that this year, it's not the strongest in terms of, people go fire one my face, but whatever. I mean, I'm Trevor. So, my name is Ed Robinson. You know what I mean? Me no business. So
I think people know the difference between Ed Robinson and Gregory Cole.
But I just feel like this year hasn't been the strongest. My favorite album in the mix is Jesse Royal's Royal.
Okay.
That's my favorite album, but of course, you need a lot more than just the music to be great to win.
Right.
And who knows, maybe this is the year that the non-Jamaican artist slides in because the contenders aren't that heavy. And when I say heavy, I don't mean from the talent section, but it's not like you have a Marlene there and another legend like a Toots or a bag of things where them if it hurt up their head and say, okay, darn, I got these people to choose from.
Yeah.
Right now, it's easy to slide it that way. So who knows? I don't know. I know it ain't me.
Okay. Not this year. So what's next for Gregory Cole?
More Christmas shopping. You know what I'm saying? I have a project in the works. I don't have a date on it, but I told myself I wasn't going to be doing it, but again, once you start, you start. I have probably 2 other tracks already done and completed, but it's a total different thing, a concept album, something I haven't done before, and that's what I'm working on. So that's what's to come next, but I don't have any specifics I could give out, but hit me up on social media at my G Cole and I'll keep you posted.
Okay, so that's the next question. How people can get in touch with you and follow you and see what G Cole is doing with all his slashes.
Everywhere is at my G Cole. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter is at my G Cole, literally just at my G Cole. And subscribe to the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is Homegrown with G Cole. That little orange image that you see with me, that's my logo. I may alone look like that. You can't miss it. So go to YouTube as soon as I get off of here, Homegrown with G Cole, subscribe because a lot of the content that's not anywhere else is on the YouTube channel.
Okay. All right. G Cole, thank you for being part of the Truly Julie experience. You know, it's awesome having you on whenever you do your, poetry book or your concept album or
church.
whatever.
Online church. Download the blessings here. $2.99 a month. Listen, thank you so much for having me. It's indeed a pleasure. I appreciate it.
I was about to say, when you do one of those things, call me and we'll have you back on, okay?
Yeah, I fight over church. Yo, the heathens are not easy, Me I talk about my church, I talk about everything else. Y'all choose songs like Hot Sexy Love, and me I talk about my church. Ladies, I feel you. Me so where y'all got you. That's why I like your new tune. All right? And on top of that, Mama made it. You know what I mean? I'm on the Truly Julie experience. It was this and Oprah. Oprah called 2 minutes late, and you don't know. I gotta go where it's supposed to go.
Okay, folks, that's all the time we have for today's
show. Mama made it.
Thanks for watching. Oh Lord, I want to see everybody back here next week at the same time, 1 p.m. for another episode of a Truly Julie experience. If you can't log on next week, I do want to say from now, Merry Christmas, because next week Saturday is Christmas. So if you book up G Cole doing your extra Christmas shopping, just hail him up like a bit. All right. So stick and stay with us. Right now we're gonna go to the Caribbean Blend with Lisa L, and that's from 2 to 5. And I just want to say enjoy the rest of your day and have an awesome weekend. G Cole, thank you again. All right.
Man. Thank you.
Bye bye.
It's that time of year. Welcome to Casa 2021 Knockout Tournament. That's December 14 through December 19. Casa 2021 Knockout Tournament. It's 8 teams, 1 winner. It's lights, camera, goal! Casa 2021 Knockout